All right, hello everyone, and now welcome to another game. This is going to be TBC-BM versus Life. TBC-BM spawning as the Undead player over here on Terranistan at what I will call the 4 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Life is spawning as the Blue Night Elf. All right, apparently, like, I'm actually casting with all the lights off right now. I'm not quite sure why. Does it look okay? It looks like, yeah, like, you know, a little bit dark back here, but hopefully you guys are just watching the game. And I'm sure my face looks like the face of your roommate when you see him like playing video games at like 11:30, like just being lit by a computer screen. So maybe, you know, maybe throwing back some memories. All right, so what's going to be going down on this map? This is Terranistan. This is Night Elf versus Undead. And it's nice to see some different matchups as I'm casting throughout the day. I think I did just cast Human versus Undead, 2 of them in a row. And now another Undead matchup. But the units, how you get there, is all going to be slightly different. Death Knight most likely going to be the hero of choice, though, waiting for a ziggurat. There you go. There's the Death Knight. Tomb of Relics has already been started. Now, that Tomb of Relics is going to be finished off relatively fast, but that is also part of the plan to try and wall this off so that a Demon Hunter cannot rush on inside there and get in a lot of damage early on. All right, let's see what the follow-up play is going to be. Also got to have, you know, hats off to MetaSin24 for my first cheer on Twitch. Thank you very much. Cheers are, I don't even know what to do with a cheer. Yay! I don't have any of the cool fancy animations that have like little bits falling out of the sky raining down on me or anything like that. That might actually be a little bit distracting if I'm trying to just cast and have you guys enjoy this. All right, interesting strategy though. The Ancient of Wonders is off over here, so it is going to try and do a little bit of tanking. Meanwhile, Life is also positioning this Ancient of War in a way where it looks like he wanted to try and creep out this Renegade Wizard creep camp, and that's actually very dangerous as we already see 3 ghouls coming across. Those ghouls, however, are going to get into this position, and this was an attack and a counterattack as the Warden currently sitting at level 1. This is a Warden instead of a Demon Hunter. Interesting strategy here, though, as this Ghoul may end up getting taken down. You can see some beautiful micro right there as the Warden not going to be able to finish off this Ghoul, that Ghoul down to 78 hit points, but will end up surviving. All right, Death Knight has wandered into the battle. He is most likely going to be coming across with a Death Coil, but this base is completely wide open, which means that the ghouls will be able to rush on inside here and will cause a bit of problems. All right, skeletal minions popping right up here. Dust of Appearance looking... Why would you use Dust of Appearance there? That makes no sense. It wasn't even Nightfall. No chance for any sort of shadow meld, and that must be because, well, he tried to use the hotkey and ended up using Dust of Appearance over that Rod of Necromancy. A little bit of a loss there. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. All right, back down across. There, takes that down. Ancient of Wonders needs to be repaired and heal up. That's going to be a big problem. It's going to go ahead and root itself now. It does have fortified armor, so it will be taking reduced damage from the Renegade Wizard. Down goes 1. The Renegade Wizard still attacking, though, and the Ancient of Wonders just taking it like a big boy. And, well, eventually that might start to eat through just a bit. That Renegade Wizard is still knocking on that Ancient of Wonders. That Ancient of Wonders may have to uproot itself in just a second, try to eat more trees, or try to get away. Warden back off to the north here. Does have a Gauntlet of Ogre Strength +3. Going to be doing a little bit more creeping. And now the Death Knight, who, well, did get some early kills. Not quite sure what it got it on, or perhaps, nope, ghouls doing some off-the-ball creeping as well. Renegade Wizard going to go ahead and get taken down. Death Knight going to be picking up some items. Picks up a Staff of Teleportation to be able to move quickly across the map as we now see Life moving across with this Ancient of War. Lightning Shield onto the Archer. The Archer is going to be, you know what, let me just share this with you. How's that? And how do you like standing next to me? As the Warden gets a very nice Tome of Experience. I'm getting extremely close to level 2, and level 2 is key for the Warden as the amount of damage Shadow Strike does just goes up significantly. To top it off, adding in a Sobi Mask as well, and that Warden is going to be doing terrible, terrible damage to those ghouls. Now, The ghouls, however, should be transitioned out into, I believe, crypt fiends. That is a lot of ghouls to be had. I guess there is going to be a large amount of lumber. Are we going to see a lot of destroyers and maybe some frostworms as well? That is going to be a big change as the Death Knight now looks to perhaps stop this Tree of Life. All right, Tree of Life going to go ahead and do a quick detonation, taking down 3 skeletal minions, removing a good bit of mana as the Warden is off on the other end of the map. This is actually very scary for the Warden. The Warden could end up getting taken down here. Extremely low on hit points. Death Coil coming across. Shadow Meld. Dust of Appearance. Scroll of Town Portal. And the Death Knight, what is it going to do? Damage is already getting added back up. All right, coming back across down over here. Warden going to go ahead and pick things back up. Try to heal back up and now pick up that Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3. The Death Knight, well, the Death Knight was in the casting animation of that Death Coil. It would have been perhaps better if he cast the Death Coil and then hit an invulnerable Warden. That would have been the perfect timing right there, removing 75 mana. Death Knight wanders into a Night Elf base and sees, you know what, there's not much I can really do off over here. Skeletal Minion's going to be trying to join in on the fight as well. Meanwhile, the Warden is ready for some action. Staff of Teleportation, Boots of Speed. Most likely has a blink in there as well. And is it going to go ahead and just get inside here? You can see the units are already trying to back off. Are we going to see a Shadow Strike? Shadow Strike, Fan of Knives. There goes one unit. Black Citadel during the upgrade. Dust of Appearance. Warden's going to go ahead and Staff of Teleportation out. Trading hit points and mana for a good amount of gold that will be lost, since there is only 4 acolytes on this gold mine, a 20% loss of gold. So instead of 10 gold a second, it averages out to about, well, 8. Anyways, coming back off to the north here, Lich making its rounds. It wants to get a bit of experience. That is a lot of ghouls. I am extremely surprised by the number of ghouls that we're looking at, especially since, well, it is going to be a Warden with Fan of Knives. Fan of Knives is going to eat through many of these ghouls here, and unless something happens, this army is not going to transition well into Tier 2. Is he still training up ghouls? That is the big question here now. We do see a Ziggurat, sorry, not a Ziggurat, a Slaughterhouse getting up those Obsidian statues as the Skeletal Minions, making sure that there is no expansion in play. Ancient of Lores now training up Dryads, and those Dryads are going to be helpful as well, since there aren't that many Crypt Fiends. Alright, interesting choice once again, as the Skeletal Minion will end up getting taken down. There it goes. One final Forest Troll will get taken out, as well as the Warden is going to try and rinse and repeat to stop a lot of this mining. However, the Black Citadel upgrade will now be done, and with that Black Citadel upgrade being done, not much can really happen. Alright, Shadow Strike, Fan of Knives going after units, trying to take down Acolyte after Acolyte. Is it going to get another Shadow Strike here in just a second? Going after the Death Knight now. The Warden is just in a really dangerous spot. Death Coil, Staff of Teleportation in order to get away. Is this efficient trading, though? That is a difficult question to answer. The Warden has been using a Staff of Teleportation and Moonstones, essentially, to try and trade efficiently here. We do see a Clarity Potion as well, and the Archers and Dryads are actually doing a really good job taking down a lot of these units. One thing I did not realize, as I'm looking at this map more and more, there are actually a lot of piercing damaged units on this map as creeps, and that allows the Archers and the Dryads to actually get into position and trade effectively. Archers, normally with very low hit points and medium armor, cannot creep solo, but that's what we're seeing here. As we now take a look back off to the north here, yeah, all of this is, well, except for the Bandit right down there, which is very easy targets to finish off. There go more piercing damage as the Dryads, well, are vulnerable to piercing here. Alright, finishing things off. Cloak of Shadows, the least important item of them all, but not quite sure why the Archers and the Dryads are not destroying that item so no one else can pick them up. Lich back down to the south. Orb of Corruption, double Obsidian statues. This is going to be very important here. Are the Obsidian statues going to turn into destroyers? As we are looking at some Dryads and now some Bears making their way out onto the field. We are now going into Ghoul Frenzy as well, but without Crypt Fiends, the Dryad count is always going to be keeping in check how many destroyers your opponent can really get. Ancient of War is still positioned in just such a way that the skeletal minions, well, take some hits and know that an expansion is still not down. Warden wants to get to level 5, and then I believe the Warden is going to force an engagement. By forcing an engagement at level 5, the Warden knows that, hey, I can still get experience, you can't, which is incredibly important. And a level 6 Warden against an Undead is always extremely scary, as the Graveyard, if you did not know, actually produces corpses. So that Avatar of Vengeance has a very easy time of just creating those Spirit of Vengeances that can attack back. Let's go after all these units here. Lich, double obsidian statues. Oh, we are going to see a potential creepjack here. All of the Night Elf army is going to be in a very, very dangerous spot. Slow cast across multiple. Ghoul Frenzy ready to go. Archers are going to be absolutely destroyed. Are we going to see a big fan of knives? Yes, we are. Frost Nova there. I believe that was a scroll of healing to try to heal back off all of those units as the archers are just absolutely getting melted. A second fan of knives comes across. More damage. Bear in big trouble. No staff of preservation at all. And this is going to be a big issue once again. All right, continuing that fight there. Abolish magic across multiple units. Trying to finish off more of those units there. A bear going to get taken down. No rejuvenation in time as the Dryades are now going after more of those units in the air. Lich now trying to get away. Death Knight trying to move away as well. And are we going to see a Shadow Strike onto the Death Knight? Yes, you are. Death Knight in trouble, but it does have a scroll of town portal, so it is really not in that big of a danger yet. More damage being added. Another Shadow Strike going down. That's only level 2 Shadow Strike, not level 3. And is it going to get taken down? Down to 74 hit points, 40, 50, 47. Obsidian statue is right there. Is it going to get taken down? Down to 26. Down to, oh, potion of healing in time. And it would have died. It would have died. I saw it go down to 249 hit points. It was waiting for the gold, and it was able to do exactly that. Wow. Big, big save right there. Coming back the other way. All right. I believe that was a Tome of Retraining that we saw. And not quite sure what the retraining is. Are we going to see perhaps a teleportation in there? Yes. And it is going to be a Shadow Meld going after Fan of Knives, going after all of those units, and going to go ahead and Shadow Meld once more. All the Acolytes are just hiding. And what is this? Is this just Dust of Appearance? No, there's a Sentry Ward right here. That Warden is just standing there taking all of that damage, not wondering what is going on. Meanwhile, Ancient of War now taking that damage back as well. Destroyer attempting to take down this entangled gold mine, or at least prevent it from getting into play. Meanwhile, what's happening? Death Knight trying to come back in. Death Knight seeing that level 4 Dryads slowly poking down the Destroyer. Destroyer down to 287 hit points as the Warden shows up to the party to get in some damage. All right, Fan of Knives across multiple units again. That damage adds back up, but I don't agree with the retrained Fan of Knives. Do you really think the ghouls are going to be retrained back up? That is the problem. Now, we saw how effective Shadow Strike would have been earlier, as that Death Knight would have been taken down. All right, let's go ahead, get back into position. Another big Fan of Knives across multiple units there, as the, Obsidian Statue coming across. All right, Warden does have a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. It uses a Potion of Healing first. You see also a Burrowed Crypt Fiend. The Warden does have a level 5 Fan of Knives here, which is level 3 Fan of Knives, which should be able to finish off some of these units. Are we going to see a Frost Nova here, or a Fan of Knives to try to finish off that Crypt Fiend? Yes, we are, but wow, that Lich able to survive just in time as well. Gets healed back up after the teleport. All right, playing on a razor's edge. That is what the Undead player is doing at this stage. That is incredibly, incredibly close. You never ever want to be playing that closely. TBC BM just, well, trying to survive, as Life is going to be able to get his expansion up. Now, what is the follow-up play here? Both sides sitting on, let's take a look at the population, 46 compared to 59. So the overall economic advantage is 10 gold a second compared to 14. Not that big. And right now, there isn't that large of a supply discrepancy between these two armies. The fact that the Death Knight and the Lich level 4 and level 3 is okay right now, but once the Warden tips to level 6, all bets are off in terms of who's going to be able to come out ahead. Warden now ready to go in for the diving here. We do also see a Temple of the Damned and now also a Sacrificial Pit. Temple of the Damned getting some Banshee training, and they are going to be able to learn Anti-Magic Shell to try and protect from all of the Fan of Knives. Fan of Knives does come across here. Goblin Zeppelin picks up everything. And now the Warden is still, well, no, the Warden is no longer revealed. Dust of Appearance, however, going to make this Warden try and teleport away, and the Warden gets taken down. All right, trying to use the same strategy over and over. That was my fear if you are trying to use Fan of Knives that much. All right, one Abomination kind of got stuck, needs to get back out. But the Warden, is it going to be resurrected at the tavern or back at the Altar of Elders? Altar of Elders, the slow burn and the shameful resurrection now getting underway. Let's see what the follow-up play is going to be. Once again, we currently have 3 Obsidian statues, 45 supply compared to 59. You see this army ready to come across inside here. Only 2 Crypt Fiends, and once again, that is the problem. We don't see enough of the proper counter units. Banshees are very helpful, perhaps with that anti-magic shell, but having higher hit point units and getting scrolls of healing would be just as effective without taking up supply. The Crypt Fiends, if you could get what another 2 Crypt Fiends out, all of a sudden that becomes so much more powerful. The Obsidian statues are able to heal as well, mitigating some of that Fan of Knife damage. And then by picking off those Dryads, you would get to level 5 onto your Death Knight and maybe level 4 on your Lich once again. The problem will be whether or not these Druids of the Claw make it to the front line. The Dryads are faster, so they naturally pull away from the Bears, especially if those Druids of the Claw are currently in Bear mode. Alright, let's go after all of these units here. No easy Frost Nova or easy way to get some damage onto all of those units. A Dryad already down to 108 hit points. Let's go ahead and take down a free, easy Moonwell as the Chimeras are going to be making their way out. Oh, timing. Are we going to see Are we going to see a Warden come out at just the wrong time? Yes, we are. Death Coil, Frost Nova, damage already adding up. Crypt Fiend now trying to pack out. There's the blink once again as the Banshees are all in position. This is an attack from both sides, but the Dryad and Bear army are going to be able to quickly get to their targets. Banshees, not the right choice, I do not believe. You can see the Bears are just eating through the Crypt Fiends, and this is pretty much going to be the end of that. Level 6 now on the Warden, and if it wasn't GG before, it is now. A level 6 Warden with superior economy, and that is the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed these. If you guys missed any part and you guys are watching the stream, well, go ahead and follow. Just jump to YouTube. If you guys want to catch me live, follow me on twitch.tv/CrotaSC. Hit the follow button and it will send you alerts when I am live streaming. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.